Good morning. Hey there, happy Friday. Happy 1st of May. It's Catherine, just getting set up with our at-home exercise class, our functional fitness workout. We've got about a minute before we get started. So we'll be doing some strength, some core moves, and then a little bit of foam rolling self-massage at the end. So I hope you can join me this morning. Hey Eddie, good to see you. Hey Trudy, happy May. I know, we're in May. We made it. It's a new day, it's a new month. My two little guys wanted to come in and say hi. This is Sarge. And here, bud. Come here. His half brother is Spike. Come here. Can I get you? And this is Spike. So they're usually pretty patient outside the door while I'm leading class. Sometimes a little whiny, but hey there. Hey Liz, glad you're with us. So we're gonna get started. I'm gonna give these guys a little treat so they'll be good. Come on, please. Good boys. Thank you. All right, let me just check the volume. If you are joining me live, thank you for being here. And if you are able, give me a thumbs up or a wave or something. Make sure you can hear me okay. I'll try to keep my voice up. So we're going to start seated or standing with a march in place. Take some big shoulder rolls up, back, and down. Arms are bent, just a little swing forward and backward. We'll take it to a wide stance march. And then a curl back. Option to rest the hips, option to rest the hands on the hips, option to add the arms pulling out, or option to add the arms overhead and pulling down. Nice job. Hey there, Diane, glad you made it. And from our curl backs, let's take it to our bicycle. So just a quick warm up here. We're going to jump right in to our strength moves, our core moves. If you have weights that you want to incorporate, whatever weight that might be, dumbbells, bottles of water, resistance tubing, and then arm and opposite leg reach. Keeping the chest lifted. Nice full breath. And let's take it to some leg swings. So use a wall to steady yourself if you need it. And begin to swing one leg forward and back. Shoulders are down, chest is lifted. When you feel ready, let's switch to the other side. And you might just barely be resting your fingertips onto the wall or the counter. And release it from here. Let's take it to half of a jumping jack. So one hand reaches up overhead. The same side leg taps out to the side. Again, you can do these seated or standing. Or if you want to go right into the full jack, both arms up overhead, feet hop out. Just a few more. All right, we'll take windmill arms or backstroking arms just to open up the chest. And then we'll take egg beater arms. Fingertips are going to rest on your shoulders, and you're going to make circles outside the body. And reverse it. All right, shake it out roll it out. Okay, we're going to keep going from our warm-up. Hopefully your heart rate come up a little bit to an upper body strengthening move, and we're going to have an option to do push-ups against the wall or the couch or on the floor. Our other option to strengthen the chest would be to use hand weights if you have them, whatever weight option you want to use. And you can either do this coming onto your back, or you can just do a slight reclined position. If you're sitting in the couch, sit forward, or sitting on the couch, sit forward, lean back so you're at a slight reclined angle, and you're going to extend the weights over the chest and come down to the sides. So extend and bend. Again, if you'd rather do this flat onto your back, if you're comfortable with that, secure the weight, one in each hand, arms bend down to like a goal post or a 90-degree bend, and then arms straighten. Otherwise, you could stand next to the wall and do wall presses or push-ups, or you could do traditional push-ups on the floor, whether you're on your knees or your toes. So the chest press, even if you're holding light weights or cans of soup, strengthening the muscles in the front of the upper body. So the pectoralis major and minor, the front of the shoulder, your anterior deltoid. And especially for women, the upper body strength is a great thing for us to focus on. It may not be where our natural strength lies, so it's an important focus in our workout. Let's do 3 more, 2, and 1. And then coming all the way down. Loosen up the wrists, roll out the shoulders. Make sure we're still there, coming through okay. And our next movement, I'm going to keep my hand weights. I think I'm going to go a little bit lighter though. So this next movement will be a compound or a multi-muscle, multi-joint movement. We're going to squat down, elbows are going to search for the knees, and you're going to stand, extend the arms back behind you. So arms bend, legs bend, arms straighten, legs straighten. Even if you're not holding on to weight, you can still do this movement. And if you want to change it up a little bit, we can add a hip extension. So we squat, and as you rise, you're going to extend one leg back, set that foot down, lower into your squat, other leg extends back. And even though these are, traditional strength moves, you'll notice that the heart and the lungs will also get the benefit. So you'll notice your breathing increase. Let's do 4 more. 4, 3, last 2, strengthening the back side of the upper arm, and last one. All right. Grab a sip of water. Looks like we're still there, still good? Okay. Big shoulder rolls. This next movement, we'll do a hinge or a variation of a deadlift with a row. So with or without weights, check your posture, shoulders are back. You're going to hinge forward, and then you're going to row or bring the weights or your hands up to your hips, extend the arms, and then pull yourself up tall. So we hinge forward, row the weights in, extend, squeeze the muscles in the back of your body to pull yourself up. If it helps you, you can stand 1 foot length in front of a wall or the back of the couch, and when you hinge forward, push your tail back until it touches the wall. Do 1 row, and then rise tall so your tail comes off the wall. You choose. So we'll hinge, row, extend, and come up tall. Inhaling, exhaling, inhale, and exhale. So strengthening the back side of the body, the posterior chain. And these muscles are very, very important for our posture, for our balance. And up tall. Let's take two more. So we hinge forward, draw the weights in, extend the arms without rounding the back, and pull yourself up. Last one. And coming all the way up. Nice, nice job. So we'll set the weights off to the side, loosen up the shoulders, the wrists. This next one we're going to do a wall sit. So you're going to go over to a sturdy wall or a closed door, and you're going to have a seat against the wall as if you were sitting in an imaginary chair. You choose the width of your feet, and you choose how low you want to sit. Option to hold weights, one in each hand, keeping the shoulders back and add a bicep curl. So what's nice about this movement, using the wall can really help our form. So we want to keep the elbow under the shoulder, which basically if we keep the elbow on the wall, that'll work. A variation to the traditional bicep curl would be to turn your palms inward. And now with the palms facing inward, this type of bicep curl is known as a hammer curl. Check in with your lower body. Make sure you're pushing down a little bit more through your heels than you are through your toes. And we do that to protect the connective tissue around the knee joint. How about four more? 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. You can safely release your weights, pushing off the wall, and then shake it out. Okay, still with me, still doing okay? Looks like there's some thumbs up. Grab some water. All right. Let's see, which do I want to use? I'm going to go back to a little bit heavier hand weight. Good, thank you for the thumbs up there, I appreciate it. So going back, I'm going to use a little bit heavier weight. Shoulders are going to roll back. Step one foot in front. I'm going to use my left foot in front and my right foot in back, and see if you can lift up your back heel. Roll the shoulders back and kind of tuck your tail under, but still zipping up through the abdominals. We're going to bend both legs so you lower into a lunge and extend. That would be one option. Another option would be still bending the legs, but a slight shift forward. An option to add a pullback or a row. So with or without weights, with or without this rowing movement. Let's do 2 more and then we'll mix it up. We're going to shift forward, roll the shoulders back, see if you can lift your back heel and your back toes. So see if you can lift your back foot off the floor, more of a challenge for balance. So tap down anytime you need to. Bend the arms a little bit like you were wrapping them around a big barrel, and we're going to open out to the side. So reverse fly or a T, it looks like we're making with the arms. Option to add the lower body, toes are going to tap down, and then lift the back leg. 4, 3, 2, last one, and release. Roll it out, march it out. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. I think for the second set, I'm going to bring my weight down a little bit. Step your right foot in front, your left foot in back, and again the weight is optional. Keeping the chest lifted. One option would just be the lower half of the movement. So with your back heel lifted, you're going to lower, you choose how low, and then extend. Our next option is still bending the legs, but now we're coming more forward and we're going to add a pull back. Now for this pull back or row, the hand position does make a difference in the muscles we are using or recruiting. So the palms facing in is one option. The palms facing up, that's going to be a little bit more into the front of the arm. Or the palms facing down, so when you pull back, the elbows come a little bit higher and wider. 3 more, 2, and 1. Shift your weight forward, so my front foot is my right foot. Lift the back heel, and if you want more challenge, lift the back foot. Let's do another set of that reverse fly. So arms are going to bend like they were wrapping around a big barrel. You're going to open and close. To modify, set the back toes down and come up a little taller. Otherwise, we can add the leg lifting as the arms open and the back toes tap down when the arms close. 4, 3, pull the shoulders out of the ears. 2, and 1. Nice job. March it out. Shake it out. Grab some water, and we're going to do a little hip release. So you're going to pick up one foot, and with your kneecap, draw an infinity symbol or a sideline figure 8. And then reverse the direction of that figure 8. If you have access to a pool, and it's your personal pool, or you've been cleared to use it, this is a great movement to do in the water. Let's try it on the other side. So we want something nearby, just in case we need to steady ourselves. Lift the foot, and with your kneecap, draw a figure 8 that's resting on its side. And then reverse the direction, other way. And release it. Shake it out. From here, let's stand feet together. Make sure you've got room on either side of you. Option 1 is a side step, back to the center, side step, and center. Option 2, you're going to step, and the foot that stepped, that leg, you're going to bend it so it becomes more of a side lunge. Push back to the center. Side lunge, back to the center. If you wanted to up the intensity, you could add weight. Whether you're holding weights in your hands by your hips, whether you're resting the weights on your shoulders, or if you have a weighted bag you want to put onto your back. So lateral mobility, side step, option to add the bend to the leg. Resist the urge to round forward or collapse the chest forward. We're going to keep the chest lifted. Let's do 4 more. However the arms help your balance. 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. Shake it out. Grab some water. All right. Excellent. Hopefully you guys are still with me, still moving. A few more strength moves, then we'll take it to some core and a little self-massage with our foam roller or your homemade foam roller at the end. So let's take a wide stance and just begin to curl the heel back towards the tail. You want to keep the body moving. These workouts we're doing from home are a little bit shorter, but they might be more intense because we pretty much keep the body moving the whole time. And then let's take it to a high knee lift. Modification, take a seat. You can still do this movement. Option to add the hands, reaching up and then pulling down toward the knee. The next time you lift up the right knee, hold it there. Go ahead and flex the right foot. We're going to extend the right leg out in front and open the arms out to the sides and then bring it back in. We'll do 4 more. Extend arms and legs, Bring it in. Check the belly muscles. Are they pulled in strong? 2 more. Last one. And release it. Let's take our left knee up, hands pulled down. Just hold it here. So modification, let one hand come to the wall and or let your left foot tap down to the floor. Otherwise, flex the left foot 5 times. Open out the arms, extend the left leg, and bend. 4, 3, keep the chest lifted, looking good, y'all. 2, and 1. Nice job. All right, let's take one foot, big step back. Either foot is fine. Push the back heel down to the floor. Roll the shoulders back, lift the chest, let your front leg bend. Lift your back heel, tuck the tail under, bend both legs, and see if you can lean your shoulders back. So moving from a calf stretch to a hip flexor stretch. And release and switch. So your front foot takes a big step back. Check that your back foot is flat to the floor, heel pushes down, and if you're able to, take a look at those back toes. Can you get them going straight ahead? Nice full breath. Back foot, you're going to lift the heel, tuck the tail under, bend both legs so you drop down a little lower. See if your shoulders can lean back. So what we're doing is getting more stretch focused into the hip flexors, the psoas, the muscles that run down into the front of the thigh. And these muscles can become tight whether you are doing a lot of sitting, so if you're inactive, or if you are doing activity but maybe just not spending as much time on the stretch and on the release. And then coming all the way up, march it out. I'm going to use one weight. You could use 2 lighter weights if you want, one in each hand. You're going to take a wide stance and we'll do a swing. You're going to push the hips back, hands are going to go back through the legs, and then you're going to push the hips forward. And we have so much power with that forward push that the arms just float up in front. So focus into the back side of the lower body primarily. If you feel comfortable with this movement and you are holding a weight that you can secure in one hand, you can alternate a one-arm swing. Five, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right. So this next movement, you can do it seated or standing. Check your posture. It's an overhead press. It's a rotating, overhead press that in the weight room is lovingly known as the Arnold, for Arnold Schwarzenegger. So shoulders are going to roll back. You're going to start with your hands, whether or not you're holding weights, up to you, palms facing in. You're going to rotate out, open, extend, come down, and then close back in. So even without weights, it's fine. You're going to open, extend overhead, bend, and close. If you want to do this standing, that is excellent for balance and bone density. Same movement, extend the arms up, bend, and rotate in. Option to add an alternating heel lift as you extend the arms, or alternate the entire foot lifting. We shift the weight. Last little variation, if you want, you would come down into a front squat, almost like a goblet squat. Check that the weight is more in the heel of the foot. And now stand, extend, control it down, keep the chest lifted. Other side. So lots of options. Take the one that's best for you. Let's do 4, 3, 2, and last one. Nice job. All right, grab a sip of water. We're going to take a seat either into a sturdy chair or the edge of your couch, or if you want, you can come down to the floor. Hopefully y'all are still with me. So if you're seated on or against the couch, you can lean back, and we're going to do scissor legs. So one leg lifts, lowers, then the other leg. Really important to pull the belly muscles in. If you're able to come onto your back, great, thank you, Eddie. If you're able to come onto your back, same movement with the scissor legs. We're just going to be challenging the movement with more gravity involved. So letting the head rest, hands can come by your hips or tuck them underneath your tail, and we're going to alternate. One leg coming up and the other leg down just above the floor. For a little bit more, lift the head, tuck the chin, and let your hands reach toward the thigh. Be careful not to pull behind the knee joint. There's too much delicate tissue there. For more core challenge and more flexibility challenge, you can reach the fingertips up towards the calves. If this is feeling like plenty, keep it going. If you want a little variation, we can add kind of like our bicycle movement. Elbow points to opposite knee. Now when we lengthen the levers, meaning we extend the legs and or the arms, we're going to challenge the core more. The low back is part of the core body, so if you're feeling it in the low back, not necessarily a bad thing. Option to reach fingertip up and across to opposite foot. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, tuck the knees into your chest if you're on your back. If you are seated, just set your feet on the floor and shift the weight of your legs side to side. All right. Our next movement, if you have a roller or a throw pillow, you can tuck that either between the knees or behind the legs. So if you are sitting on the couch and you have a little throw pillow, you can tuck it between the knees, and we're going to do a reverse curl. So you're going to hinge back, lift and lower the feet. If you are on your back, you could still use a throw pillow. I'm going to use my roller tucked between my heels and my hamstrings. Hands can rest by your hips or under your tail. You're going to tap the toes to the floor and then tuck in. Now with the roller, some folks try to bring it way up behind the knees. It's just going to slip down, so just place it behind the heel of your feet so it's kind of braced against the hamstrings. Shoulders are down and back. So a smaller, more concentrated movement into the transverse abdominals. Those are the muscles that are in the deepest layer of our core body. 2 more. And last one. Good. Release it. Set the feet down and just shift the weight of your legs side to side. And then we're gently going to roll to one side and come to an all-fours position. If the all-fours position is not a good option for you today, you can do this standing with your hands either against the wall or on the couch or the counter. So let's check in. Wrists, elbows, and shoulders are in the same line, and knees are directly under the hips. So if you look at your knees, they should have several inches between them. Unhunch the shoulders, spread the fingers wide, extend the left leg straight back behind you. Let's try extending the left arm overhead. So same side, bird dog. This one is harder for me, so if you're feeling wobbly, that's normal. And rest it down. Come back to that all-fours base of support. Extend the right leg. Zip up the belly. Shift a little more weight to your left side and extend the right arm overhead. Anytime you need to tap down the fingertips or the toes, feel free. Nice full breath. And release it. All right, if you're standing, just push your hips back. If you're kneeling, see if you can push your tail back toward your heels. Maybe extend the arms out in front. So a nice stretch for the lower back. And then slowly come up. So we're going to finish with a little bit of self-massage, myofascial release. If you have a roller handy that you want to grab, you can also use your homemade foam roller. This is two, I think these are racket balls, these are my husband's. Two lacrosse balls, tennis balls in a tube sock, and you want to put it all the way down into the foot of the sock and then just tie a knot. So this makes a good makeshift one if you don't have access to a roller. So we're going to start with the gluteal massage. So if you're using the tennis balls, shift your weight onto them and roll forward and back. Otherwise, you can use your roller long ways or crossways and just shift your weight, I think I'm going to do it crossways, onto one outer hip or gluteal and start to roll forward and back. Nice full breath. We'll do the same thing on the other side. All right, as you keep rolling out the gluteals, one massage move I want to demonstrate with the smaller homemade one that works really well is to take it against the wall and place it on the back. So on either side of your spinal column, you'll feel one, two of those little balls, and then just start to roll up and down. So the balls are on either side of the spinal column, and it's massaging those little muscles that help with our posture. So the erector spinae, and if you get to a tender spot, you can hold it there, keep breathing, and then continue rolling. If you're using the big roller, we can also massage the hamstrings, whether you're doing both legs at the same time or you're doing one at a time. And then same thing for the calves. Taking it underneath the lower leg. If you're doing the double calf roll, it's going to be more of a challenge for your upper body strength and your core strength than if you were doing one at a time. And if you want more foam rolling movements, last month there was like a 10-11 minute video clip I did of the foam roller. So I believe you have that link. If not, let us know, we can send it to you. The front of the thigh, the quadricep, with our foam roller, you're going to come down like you're coming into a plank. And you're going to roll forward and backward. Your toes can be down for more support or lifted for more challenge. Belly muscles pull in to support the low back. And then release it. Something else you can do with your roller seated or standing, taking it against the wall and just pushing your head back and your tail back. This is a great opener for the chest. And then you can add movements for the arms. So arm sweeps or pull downs, and really focus on the shoulder blades pulling back and together. All right, so take a few big rotations with the wrists, both directions. Make some fists open and close. One arm is going to cross over the chest, drop the shoulder, and then let your head fall toward your hands. So beginning to stretch a little bit more up into the neck and the top of the shoulder. And then open up wide and cross the other arm. Gently draw in, unhunch the shoulders, let your head fall toward the hands. So Sarah's going to do her yoga class today at 1. I think I mixed that up yesterday, but hopefully y'all figured it out. And then release, arms come up. Let one hand drop behind you like you were patting yourself on the back. The other hand can pull back, press back or reach back. And then we'll switch to the other side. Reach up, pat yourself on the back. Nice job. Use the other hand if you need it for a little bit of assistance with the shoulder mobility and tricep flexibility. And then release. Big shoulder rolls up, back, and down. Sweep the arms up, look up, reach up, turn your palms away from one another, pull down the side walls, up, back, and down with your shoulders. Excellent job, you guys. Thanks so much for joining me. Have a great weekend, and I will see you all Monday at 10. Bye.